Chapter 12. When last we left off, Dr. Zinchenko said, "Now then, who's ready for our first game?" "Will everybody please line up behind the far desk in front of the children's room," said Dr. Zinchenko, gesturing toward one of the wooden tables. "How many of you are familiar with Mr. Lemoncello's classic board game, Hurry to the Top of the Heap?" 12 hands shot up. "Very good," said Dr. Zinchenko. Overhead, the Wonder Dome dissolved into a giant, curved heap box top. This will be a live, three-dimensional version of the game. Each of you will be asked a trivia question. If you are able to answer it, you roll the dice and advance the equivalent number of desks. When you return to the starting point, you move to the next concentric circle of desks. When you complete that ring, you move to the next, and so on. If one of you makes it all the way to my desk at the center, you will be declared the winner. So this reminds me a little bit of Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite family games where you ask a trivia question and then you get to go around the circle in pie pieces. But in theirs, instead of having a little game piece moving,
it's real life.
They're going to be the ones that move around the circle if they answer correctly. "But we don't have any dice," said Yasmin Smith-Snyder. "Yes, you do. See that smoky glass panel in the center of the desk? It's actually a touchscreen computer running Mr. Lemoncello's dice rolling app." So the desk has the dice app in the middle of it, where all you have to do is touch your desk. Simply swipe and flick your fingers across the glass to toss and tumble the animated dice. Dr. Zinchenko placed a stack of red cards on her desk. She looked like the host of a game show. "Before we begin, are there any other questions?" Charles Chiltington raised his hand. "Yes, Mr. Chiltington." "What will the winner win? After all, the prize is the most important part of the game." Kyle didn't agree, but he was too excited about playing the game to say anything. "Tonight's first prize," said Dr. Zinchenko, "is the Golden Key. It grants winning access to Mr. Lemoncello's private bedroom suite on the library's 3rd floor. Very posh." What do you think posh is?
Fancy?
Fancy. "Instead of spending the night on the floor in your sleeping bag, you will be relaxing in luxury in a feather bed with a 72-inch television screen and state-of-the-art gaming console." Okay, who wants to sleep on the floor in a sleeping bag? No one. Who wants to sleep in a luxury feather bed with a 72-inch TV and a brand new video game set? Oh, everybody. So that's a pretty big prize, huh? Okay. Kyle was definitely interested in winning this particular prize. Judging from the wide-eyed open eyes and chorus of ooh and wow, so was everybody else. Dr. Zinchenko flipped over the first question card. What Major League pitcher was the last to win at least 30 games in one season? 6 players got it wrong. Kyle got it right. Denny McLain, correct. He swiped the glass panel, rolled a 10, and advanced 10 desks around the room. What United States Navy ship was once captured by the North Koreans? Miguel nailed that one. Do you know?
No.
The USS Pueblo. He flew 12 spaces around the room. Akimi, Andrew Peckelman, and Kayla Corison struck out on that one. But Charles Chiltington knew the answer. What did Apollo 8 accomplish that's never been done before?
Go to the moon. That was a problem.
It was the first spacecraft to orbit the moon. Correct! Chiltington rolled a 5, landed him in last place. Kyle's next question was tougher. Who was famous for saying, "Book 'em, Dano"? The guy on Hawaii Five-0? Please be more specific. The one with the shiny hair. Jack Lord? That is correct. Kyle sighed a breath of relief. Thank goodness he and his dad sometimes watch reruns of old TV shows from the 1960s. But when he flicked the computerized dice, his luck hit a brick wall. He rolled snake eyes and moved up 2 measly desks. So what's snake eyes?
2.
1 on each dice. And Charles Chiltington surged ahead with a correct answer about the Beatles' Hey Jude, and he rolled double 6s. Meanwhile, Miguel went down with a question about Barbara Streisand. Kyle wasn't even sure who she was. As the game went on, Kyle and Chiltington, the only players still standing, kept answering questions correctly. They kept moving around the room until they were both seated at the desk in the innermost ring, only 6 spaces away from Dr. Zinchenko's desk and victory. Who thinks Kyle's going to win? Who thinks Charles Chiltington's going to win? Okay, we got 2 votes for Kyle, 2 votes for Charles Chiltington. Who do you think? Kyle, here is your next question. What song in the movie Dr. Dolittle won an Academy Award? Kyle squinted. He had that movie, an old VHS tape that his mom brought at a garage sale. Too bad they didn't have a VCR to watch it on. Even though he'd never seen the movie, he'd read the front and back of the box a couple times. Talk to the Animals? Correct! He started breathing again. Okay, roll the dice, Mr. Keeley. Kyle did. Another pair of 1s. He moved 2 spaces. Now, he was only 4 desks away from winning. Mr. Chiltington, here is your question. Who was elected president in 1968? I believe it was Richard Milhouse Nixon. You are also correct. Chiltington didn't wait for the librarian to tell him to roll the dice. He flicked his fingers across the pad. Yes! Double 6s again. He moved around the last ring of desks, tapping their tops, counting them off, even though he knew his 12 was good enough to carry him to the finish line. Congratulations, Mr. Chiltington, Dr. Zinchenko said, and she handed him the key to the private suite. You are this evening's first winner. Thank you, Dr. Zinchenko. I am sincerely and truly honored. Congratulations, Charles, said Kyle. Way to win. Get used to it, Keeley, he answered in a voice only the other kids could hear. I'm Chiltington. We never